Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic, Mike, the premier business radio program. I'm your host, Mike King. So I'm coming to you today. This is a big day. It's a historic day. We're out here at Thomas Jefferson High School with Girls for a Change, and we got a celebrity in the house right here. All right, so it's a business show. We're gonna start off. Tell everybody who you are and what you do. You do a variety of things. You're like a Renaissance woman.
Yes, actually a good description. That's a very, very good description. So my name is Nikki McMullen, and aside from all the things I do artistically and in the community, in Richmond and thereabouts in the region, actually, today I am serving in the capacity as Coach Nikki. I'm the national trainer, event coach, event host for Girls for a Change.
Girls for a Change is an historic, it is an outstanding organization. Talk a little bit about what it means and what exactly they do.
Okay, so Girls for a Change, our main mission is to prepare Black girls for the world and the world for Black girls. So we center the Black girls and Black girls only in all of our programming. We have resources available to them for free or at very low cost for all the things that they don't have access to due to the fact that they're Black girls in this society. We have coding, we have dance classes, mindfulness classes, Camp Diva. We have partnerships in community centers, museums, and schools all over the area on both coasts. We're national, by the way.
Yes, you are.
And then we anything you could think, STEM, Microsoft partners with Microsoft and Facebook and Google to get them certified in STEM and coding and all of that. We partner with the governor before this one, whose family came to help serve us. But it's just amazing, and it's only about Black girls.
Alrighty, so it is Girls for a Change. We are out here. This is the fashion show for Richmond Fashion Week.
Yeah.
RVA Fashion Week. It is something that's happening. We're out here. What can people expect to see today? And look, we got in the background right there, Angela Patton. She's just the general making the things happen.
She
here.
is the general.
She is running it like the military.
Commandant.
Exactly. I spent 20 years in there. I know what time it is. All right, so let's talk about what this thing is today.
Okay, so we have one of our programming is Girl Action Teams, where we place a team in different centers around the city. And the whole purpose is to create social change, not just volunteer, but to change the narrative of the life that they live in whatever way that they create. Here at TJ, these girls wanted to bring fashion to highlight some of the things that they have an issue with, or that doesn't exist in their community, and the way they think about self-esteem when it comes to clothes and the expectations of Black girls, thinking about sexualization and all of those things. So we partnered with RVA Fashion Week, whose founder is Jimmy Budd. Has been around Richmond for 15 years and does it in the fall and the spring, and said, okay, we want to make the community aware of what the girls have done. So here with all the fashion partners we can gather in the city, come in to shop with them, sew with them, play with them, learn with them. They are now going to be having a runway show, beginning with a panel for some local celebrities and a runway show of their designs that they created and or refurbished and repurposed.
It's the best that Richmond has.
It really is.
When we talk about people making a change, this is the community, this is business coming together to help young people.
Yes.
I mean, young people,
we need them.
We
do.
Be here. No, I'm old. I'm trying to hold on and show them what they can.
20, right.
I know.
My daughter's older than I am.
You wonder how it happened?
Yes, I mean,
like, how'd you get older?
Reverse osmosis.
Exactly. I'm like Benjamin Buttons. I'm going back the other way. There we go. Alrighty, so here, how can people find you and engage you for the other multitude of things that you do?
So on social media, you can find me. I'm not going to even give you my @ because if you spell my name, which is unique, you'll find me. It's Nikki McMullen, Nickey, like Mickey Mouse, but with an N, MC capital MULLEN. And you can find me on all social media for all the things that I do artistically, primary vocal hosting, vocal coaching, curating vocal events, singing, making CDs, and traveling the world doing what I love.
There you go. That's how you become a Renaissance woman. All righty, Nikki McMullen, we'd like to thank you for coming on the mic with Mike. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on Mike with Mike. We are here at TJ. This is Girls for a Change, a fashion show for Richmond Fashion Week. So we talked to a lot of people that are going to come on and talk. Are you an administrator?
Yes.
Or you're an educator?
I'm an administrator.
You're an administrator. Yes. All right, so this is a business show on the mic with Mike. Tell folks who you are and what you do.
Yes, my name is Dr. Erin Brown, and I'm the Director of Family and Community Engagement with Richmond Public Schools.
Okay. Congratulate on the titles, and that's good. That's so. Let's talk about what that means because we're here for Girls for a Change. You work with engagement citywide, correct?
Engagement for all of our Richmond Public Schools. So I work across every school with all of our principals, working towards our engagement goals. That includes developing partnerships with organizations like Girls for a Change that support our students.
So we came back. So I talked to the superintendent of Chesterfield Schools, and I asked him what was the hardest part about coming back from COVID. What you had to do. I thought it was going to be the old school. I'm old. Reading, writing, arithmetic, those type of things. He said, no, we had to teach the kids how to engage with each other because they hadn't dealt with other people
Yeah.
for a couple of years.
Yes. No, he's absolutely right. We saw the same thing in Richmond. Mental health, certainly was an issue. And when you think about our children who were like in second grade when we came back, they had never been in school.
No.
Our third graders had been in school for a little while. And so we're kind of still catching up. Even our high schoolers who, missed out on maybe 9th and 10th grade, and now they're juniors in high school and they're trying to catch up on all those things. So he's absolutely right. The socialization was huge. But of course there was learning loss as well, but we have the tools as a school system to deal with learning. But some of those social and mental health, and we had to kind of get additional resources for that.
If someone, as an administrator, someone told you 5 years ago, my sister's a principal, so I kind of understand that side of it. If somebody had told you 5 years ago that we would have to make sure that every kid in the school district needed to have a computer and internet access.
Yep.
The floor is yours, ma'am. What would the response have been?
I would have said that is amazing and it's never going to happen.
Exactly. It's amazing and it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
The pandemic happens, and what happened?
It forced us. We had to become tech savvy very quickly. And now we're actually having a huge press conference tomorrow at Huguenot, because now we're going to be working with an organization to get better fiber optics so that we can get connected easier. But it really made us speed up and say, okay, how do we get these Chromebooks to every single student? How do we make sure every student and family has access to Wi-Fi? And, in some of our areas where students live, it's almost impossible, to get those things set up. So we had to really get creative.
One of the things, so on the Mike with Mike, we work with, everyone comes on, it's a business show, but it's about community, how business helps society be better. And when people think about areas with, challenges for Wi-Fi, we always think about no man's land, the rural area.
Oh, no.
And people are like, no, this is
urban areas.
These are urban areas. So how do you guys work with something like that, which is so big?
Yeah, during the pandemic, we had to get really creative. We invested in hotspots. We worked in especially some of our public housing communities to try to make centralized spaces where students could come and get support. That's why we also had up our community partners for our students who your parents worked and you couldn't be home by yourself all day. We had a lot of churches step up, daycares, and they were providing that support and supervision for our students, but also giving them access to Wi-Fi regularly that they needed.
So it's on the Mike with Mike. We are here at Thomas Jefferson. I always ask people, like, we're battling the conditions, the elements out here. It's a big day, but it's a little windy out here. Alrighty, so how are kids doing now? When we look at them coming back from the pandemic, everything that's going on?
I think the kids are doing better. Our students are extremely resilient. A lot of what we have to do, as well as supporting our students, and what I see is we have to support the parents because they're seeing challenges at home and things that they hadn't seen before that come as a result of the pandemic. So I think our students are finally this year getting back to a sense of normalcy. We're going to have our band here. Sports are back. Because even that first year back in person, we still weren't doing things in the normal way. And so now I think kids are just excited to come to school and be able to socialize. We don't have masks required anymore. So definitely a sense of normalcy has returned.
Is this our new normal?
I think it is. I think there's always going to be something. We still have, people who wear the mask out of an abundance of caution. We're still more aware, like washing your hands.
We've learned,
We've learned.
yes.
But I think we're adapting to what that new normal is.
Is this the first graduating class that's gonna be sort of the new normal?
Yeah, they are. They will be the first students because they were in ninth and 10th grade, when all this stuff really happened. So having those first couple of years of high school virtual and kind of getting back, and honestly, their senior year, they're probably so happy because they got to have all the things, dances and, clubs and things that we were just cautious about when we came back initially.
There you go. All right, so it is engagement for the students. So you're really kind of community liaison to connect with. We need to
Yep.
talk about what we do.
Yeah.
That's what I do every day at On the Mic. And Mike, we'd like to thank you for coming on. How can people find you out there?
You can email me. My email is ebrown6@rvaschools.net.
There you go. All righty, On the Mic with Mike. We'd like to thank you for coming on. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike King here. We're out at Thomas Jefferson. This is Girls for a Change, the fashion show. So we got some young business owners in the house with us. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. How you doing back there? Okay, so we couldn't forget your brothers. All right, so tell the folks who you are and what you do.
I'm Shanti, and
I'm Genevieve.
Okay,
I'm
the name of your
Solomon.
business is, and that's the Solomon in the back. What's the name of your business?
Lime trees.
Lime Trees. Okay, and what does Lime Trees do?
We make jewelry with polymer clay.
We make jewelry with polymer clay.
Yes.
What exactly is polymer? What does that mean?
Polymer clay, it's a type of clay that you cook and it hardens.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How long have you guys been in business?
Around
For like
2
2
years.
years.
2 years? Man, you guys been in business a long time. Okay, what's the hardest part about being in business?
Well, actually, there's not anything really hard besides you have to
Making the
roll out the clay all the way, or else it'll make air bubbles.
Okay, so how do you think of what's the next product? So, okay, what's your top selling product?
Our top selling product are like these red earrings and they have like camo splotches on them. They're really popular.
Okay, and so how do you design the next thing?
We designed the next
Like, what do
thing.
when you look at that and you say, okay, what's the next thing that we could sell?
I use Pinterest.
Oh, you use Pinterest.
I go on Pinterest, I see ideas and then I just add my own thing to it.
Okay, now that's the best way to do business. When you see something, or either you come up with your own thing. Okay, what is how can people find your business on Instagram?
On Instagram, we don't have anything set up online.
Okay.
We are working on it.
Okay. You know business, don't you? You've done this interviewing thing before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
Not
once.
really.
not really? You weren't nervous at all? No, you're like, no. Okay, so the kids at your school know you're a big deal that you own your own business?
We're actually homeschooled.
You're homeschool, okay. So when you go out, do people know do you let people know that you have a business? How do I know to buy your stuff?
My dad actually.
Oh, so dad is the one out there selling. He's out there.
He's like telling people like my
Yo,
daughter.
my daughter said, great, you gotta have them. You gotta get this stuff. Okay, so, and what does Solomon do?
He helps attract people. He helps.
Yeah, he'll be like, hi, if we're not there.
Oh,
Or
he-
if we're really not paying attention and we're talking to somebody. And
Some-
the wind starts blowing everything away, he'll catch it.
that's what brothers are good for. Okay, so the name of the business one more time is
Lime trees.
Lime Trees. Alrighty, how long does it take you to make a pair of earrings?
The longest it's taken me to make a pair of earrings is like 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Oh, you can turn it around quick.
They take a while.
That's shorter than when I make bracelets.
Okay, so bracelets take you the longest to make.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's bracelets, earrings, what else?
Bracelet earrings, and we make like small sculptures and rings.
Yeah.
Small sculptures and rings. Okay. How do you know how to price something?
From the
Oh,
looks,
okay, there we go. Now we talking. Yeah, okay.
from the looks,
Like-
and how hard they were to make.
Yeah, like labor and how much we spend on materials.
Dad over there, like, yeah, that's exactly. How do you? Okay, so businesses a lot of times always struggle with that. You know how to charge things. What does it take? So when you look at something, you know that's a good seller. When you have something that's not selling as great, what do you do?
Well,
Well, we
we
try to-
don't sell it, or we use it for ourselves.
Oh, you
Or sometimes I try to like fix up the design, and then normally that helps like make it more popular.
alrighty. So what do you want to be? I hate asking people that. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Doctor.
Okay. How about you?
An artist.
And how about you?
A pilot.
You like to go fast? Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. That's it. You're feeling need.
Getting a lot of money.
Right.
Okay. My wife said I'm not supposed to do that, but that's the international signal for making money. Alrighty. So we'd like to thank you for coming on the program. Name of the business one more time is
Lime trees.
Lime Trees. All right. Okay. And your names are?
Genevieve.
Dante. Solomon.
There you go. All righty, really quickly, Dad. Come on, Dad, step in here and come around and let's get the follow up on this. All right, so Dad's in the back. So Dad, how do you come up with amazing kids like this? Let's talk about it.
Well, what we do is we start with a quality mother.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Yeah.
That
Lot
so
of-
Dad understands what time it is.
Good solid foods, organic, feed them good, and just really just talking to them, asking them questions that aren't just yes or no. And how can I say just ask them questions, encourage them to think for themselves. That's what so if something were to happen to me, they wouldn't just be lost, they would know who they are, where they're going, and how to find their answers.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Well, we'd like to thank you guys for coming on the program. As I said, this is Mike King. That we are here at Thomas Jefferson Girls for a Change. It's a fashion show. You guys are one of the vendors. Congratulations with that one. Hope you guys sell. I got to get some stuff because my granddaughter, she do you have like the clip-ons or all of yours?
Like it has to have pierced ears. We don't have any
But you got something else.
Yeah, we have
So
like
they got other stuff. All righty, so on the mic is Mike, ESPN Richmond, International Business Code Radio, as well as CW Richmond TV. We gotta go. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the mic with Mike. We're here at Thomas Jefferson. This is Girls for a Change. This is we're at Thomas Jefferson, and this is the RVA Fashion Week fashion show at TJ. So the sun is beaming. I took a space up under the DTLR Easy. Yep. They're out here. So I got the man from DTLR here. Well, welcome to the program, sir.
How you doing? How everybody doing?
All righty. So let folks know who you are and what you do.
All right, so my name is J.O. I'm the National Sports Coordinator for DTLR, and I'm also the Regional Community Outreach Coordinator for DTLR. I handle all community outreach efforts from South Carolina to DC and all sports efforts across the country.
All righty. So you guys we see DTLR at a number of things around supporting community engagement. Why is it so important?
The real reason it's important is because it's not owned by us, but it's operated by us, and we're the biggest consumer there. So we want to make sure that we always have a threshold and some type of reach into the community that we service. And we have people like myself, who's the face of this company on the ground, that's gonna make some things happen for us.
All righty. So how long you been with DTLR?
About 13 years.
Okay, so you came through what did you guys learn as an organization that you did before? Not too much, but then the pandemic happened. What's the shift that you see?
The shift that we've seen in the world of retail was that online sales spiked. And I think what they realized as a company and in this industry that you can make a lot of money without having brick and mortar stores. Not necessarily the best thing, but that was the first thing. And then the second thing was, impact is, very important. Outside of selling things, you want to make sure you have the proper impact within the community to make sure you're getting those people to come in there to sell.
But the things when you look at it, going to DTLR is an adventure.
Mhm.
It's an experience of selling. So, like you're saying, we didn't think that a store could exist without the brick and mortar.
Right.
We learned that. But now when people go into DTLR, it's a different shopping experience.
Right.
When you look at finding locations, how do you pick out like the next location?
Well, I think they're very strategic. We have a real estate department for the company. So I think it's a department made of 4 to 6 people. They actually target those areas where our consumers are at the most. It really comes down to geo-targeting where we are. And when I say we, I'm talking about the African-American community. That's about 85% of our 85 or more percent of our customer base of who we selling to. So they know how to properly place it in our communities and neighborhoods where we are. A lot of us are collected, and if you pay attention to where the stores are, you can kind of see exactly how they target those areas.
All right, sir. So we were looking for some the low Air Force. I think they were Air Force One for my grandson. We went to every DTLR. The person said to us, if you want these, you need to be here when the truck gets here.
That's a fact.
Short of that, good luck.
That's a fact.
We didn't get them.
That's a fact.
We were not that lucky.
I hate how that story ended, but we are one of the pioneers when it comes to Air Force Ones. So even in Nike and at their headquarters and in their storyline that they promoted, DTLR was one of the companies is the reason why Nike stayed afloat in that era when Air Force One was the biggest shoe that they had. So that's one of our top sellers. It's one of the shoes that we carry the most pairs and different styles of. But if you're talking about all white ones,
It's a wrap.
it's a wrap. You gotta get there early.
We got something else.
Mhm.
The effect wasn't there.
Right, right.
It wasn't because we didn't understand the talk about longevity. So my sons are 39 and 41.
Mhm.
When they were teenagers, we used to go to the store in Baltimore across from Lexington Market.
Still there.
Did not know that downtown locker room was DTLR.
Right.
When did the name? When did you guys sort of? And why is it hipper? Yeah, it is hipper. Yeah, it is a hip name.
Right. Well, I think that it was in the mid-90s that they switched over the name. One of the reasons was even though downtown locker room is pretty marketable and it's a cool name, DTLR is shortening it up and kind of turning into an acronym that is easier for kids to mimic, to remember. And it goes on more things. So, I'm a marketing guy. I came from the marketing side initially. Trying to use downtown locker room, there's a lot of words to market.
Yeah,
But when you're trying to market 4 letters,
DTLR.
there you go.
It's like 4 letters. It's like ESPN.
There you go.
Then and I'm old enough to remember when it was Federal Express.
Right.
The customer made it FedEx,
There you go.
and then the company went with what the customer said.
There you
That's
have it.
marketing 101.
There you have it.
That's what it comes down to. Alrighty, so anything else you want to share? You have your own.
Yeah, I do. I have a clothing store here in Richmond, Virginia called The Top Floor. That's on 3275 Mechanicsville Turnpike. Me and 2 of my brothers, we all have our own clothing brands. So that store houses those clothing brands and one other brand. And it's pretty much as far as Richmond, Virginia goes, we taking over Richmond, Virginia as far as the clothing market goes. And been using that store to promote some of the same positive initiatives as far as through sports and opportunities like this for community outreach, because our slogan is clothing, community, and culture. So that's really what we're about. We are Virginia State University grads and athletes, ex-athletes.
No wonder you rocking the colors.
There you go. Come on now.
Okay, now wait, hold up a second. I just want to be clear.
Uh-huh.
So I went to Lincoln.
Okay.
My son went to Lincoln.
Great colors.
No,
Terrible
you
school
don't know.
choice. No.
Dude, since we were the first, I think you guys got our colors. And on top of that, when we came down here to play football for the first time, we hadn't had a football team in 50 years. We were treated rather badly. It was a beatdown of epic proportions.
I'm sure you deserved it. Well, I'm sure you guys deserved it. You want to give it to
Southern-
CIAA.
Whatever happened to Southern hospitality?
And I'm from the Southern, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I know all about it. But when we get on that field to compete,
It's a wrap.
it's war.
There we go.
It's
That's an
war.
all shout out to HBCU love right there. On the mic, one time,
So,
with
yo,
J.O. DTLR,
yes, sir.
and also the name of the business.
The Top Floor.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, it's on the mic. Mike, we'll talk to you soon.